Okay, what's going on, everyone? Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts. Welcome to another one of my earnings streams. Today, we got MongoDB and Box. Tomorrow is going to be the more exciting. There's the closing bell for the regular session. Sorry about that if that went into everyone's ear there. Well, regular session's officially closed, isn't it? Romo on YouTube, what's going on? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. So anyways, tomorrow's earnings is going to be a lot more exciting. We got NVIDIA, Snowflake, a few other big ones. But today we got MongoDB and Box. So we'll go over these two, look at some levels on the bigger time frame, see what their earnings reactions are going to be, see what their EPS and revenue is, any guidance. And if I got some time at the end of the stream, I'll go over some of the open positions I got right now. And then we'll go from there and see how much time we got left. So let's just take a quick peek here at these. So MongoDB, they're supposed to report at 4:05 p.m. Eastern. And their forecast EPS 0.66. Forecast revenue is 551 million. They were trading right at their anchored VWAP. It's probably a little less than 220 there on the anchored VWAP. They closed the regular session at $214.34. Getting a little volatility right now. These are 5-minute candles. We go 1 minute and zoom in a little bit. Probably just some pre-earnings jitters going on right now. Same thing with Box. Kind of had a weird looking candle there. But going into the earnings, Mongo Blue Brain, what's up? Good to see you. Welcome, my friend. It's going to be a fun earnings week this week. MongoDB getting some movement here. Don't think their data's out yet, but going into the earnings, they did have a trailing 12-month negative EPS, 78 million float. Let's look at the income statement. Okay. They've been a little all over the place, mostly negative net income on MongoDB. Look at the annual. Yeah, annual basis, 5 years in a row, negative net income. That's not too good, but I guess the year-over-year numbers the past 2 years have been green, so that's something, I suppose. But not a profitable company yet, but their debt to assets only 18%. That's really good. Let's see how much cash they got. Okay, they are sitting on quite a bit of cash. I mean, there's a reason why they're trading up here in the 200s, but if they were a profitable company, they'd probably be trading a lot higher than this. But they got, as of, let me go to quarterly view here. So as of April 30th this year, they had 2.4 billion in cash and equivalents. So all right, let's go back to the sticks here because we're kind of getting some movement. Like I said, I closed the regular session at $214.34. It did just wake up to 217.87. Look at Box getting a reaction now too. It's 4:03 p.m. They're supposed to report at 4:05, but sometimes they come out a few minutes early. Got about 350 people tuning in. Good to see everyone. Of course, I'm the Swinging Bull with PB Alerts. We got MongoDB and Box. And for anyone that doesn't know, Box Inc., intelligent content management provider. The company's platform enables organizations to drive collaboration, manage the entire content life cycle, secure critical content, things of that nature. I've used Dropbox many times. I use it almost every week. Software and IT services. Look at Box. They closed the regular session at 31.19. They just picked up to 32.73. Go back to MongoDB. Okay, it's 4:04. We should be getting the data any minute now on both of these. And like I said, after we get the reactions and we go over some levels on the bigger time frames, and we get their EPS revenue and any other data, like I said, if there's enough time at the end, I'm going to go over some of the open positions I have, and we kind of go from there. Okay. Let's see if Box released earlier or not. Okay, Box is getting a negative reaction now. And just full transparency, I do not have a position in either one of these. Okay. And again, here's just a little earnings preview. Oh, look at MongoDB getting some movement. Okay, they're up 7% now. Let's see if this holds. So they're up over $15 a share. Usually if it's going to reverse, it usually does it pretty quickly. Box over here on the right had some funky price action, had a bull candle, then a bear candle, then now it's back up here. So far, both companies up in after hours. This was the little preview for Box. Let me actually minimize this. There we go. So the expected EPS for Box is, that's a Dropbox, by the way, is 0.31, and the forecast revenue $290 million. So we'll move that back over here. All right, MongoDB looking good. They're up. Wow, they're up almost $30 a share. It's looking like a congrats to the MongoDB bulls. I wonder if they pulled a profit this go around, because sometimes they have trouble pulling a profit. Let's look at some highlights here for Box. Underlying metrics improved last quarter, driving a solid beat. Management didn't raise the guide despite positive qualitative commentary. Stock has retraced entire move heading into today's print, where they likely raise if underlying trends persisted. Okay, just a little forecast there, I guess. MongoDB looks good. They're up at, they just broke $250 a share. They just wicked up to $254 a share. Amazing. Up over $35 per share, which is about 18%. Yeah, the MongoDB earnings look solid. They smashed EPS and revenue, double-digit growth year over year. Here, let me just pull this over. So again, the expected EPS was 0.66, and they just reported $1 EPS. They beat by 52%. That don't seem right. Let me see. 34. Yeah, I think that's a typo there. I think they only, well, yeah, I suppose at 34 divided by 66. So yeah, that makes sense. All right, so they beat EPS by 52%. Revenue forecast was $553 million. We were talking about that earlier. They just reported $591 million. They beat revenue by 7%. Year over year numbers looking good. EPS up 43% year over year. That's a nice slam dunker there. Revenue's up 24% year over year. So double-digit growth year over year numbers. I love it. EPS unchanged quarter over quarter, but revenue was up 8% quarter over quarter. So solid beat all the way around by MongoDB. It's looking like a congrats to the Mongo bulls. Box sitting here red in after hours after wicking up to 34.33 in the green, but now they're down here. So I wonder if they messed with their guidance and perhaps lowered their guidance, but I'll get the Box EPS and revenue here in a minute. I just want to see, I'm going to post this on the bottom of my screen. So it's the EPS and revenue for Mongo. There we go. All right, so Mongo's earnings is out. They beat EPS and revenue. Let's look at a few other things real quick. See if I can get some commentary from their CEO and CFO. And then we're going to go over to Box, because I know Box's data's out. Look at Mongo, still going. Look at this thing. It's up over $40 a share. 20% green in after hours by MongoDB. Holy cow. That's a nice move. All right, still looking for some commentary from the CEO. As soon as I get it, I'll let everyone know. Look at a few other things. Sam Badawi on X posted a nice breakdown. Appreciate the info, brother. All right, let's see. So again, revenue up 24% year over year. Free cash flow 69.9 million. Cash and investments for MongoDB, 2.3 billion that they're sitting on. We were looking at their balance sheet earlier, so it's a little bit less than they had before, but still strong cash and an equivalent number they just reported, 2.3 billion. Fiscal year 2026 guidance. They increased it a little bit. They reported on the top end of their guidance, 592 million. And the estimate for that was 590 million. So they did increase guidance a little bit. And that was for Q3 guidance. The fiscal year guidance, 2.34 to 2.36 billion. That guidance that's up 20% year over year as far as 2026 guidance. So they reported some strong numbers here. It's looking green across the board for the most part. And yeah, okay. Here's the fiscal year guidance. So the estimate for fiscal year 2026, okay, next year, the estimate was 2.29 billion, and they reported 2.34 to 2.36 billion. So increased fiscal year 2026 guidance. They increased the EPS guidance by a ton. This thing's catching a bid, y'all. It's up almost $45 a share in after hours. But EPS, the estimate for the guidance was $3.20, and they just raised it to 3.64 to 3.73. So huge raise on the guidance front. And that was for 2026 guidance. The Q3 guidance was also increased on revenue and EPS. This is just a monster earnings report for MongoDB. They beat EPS forecasts. They beat revenue forecasts. They raised Q3 guidance. They raised fiscal year 26 guidance. Their year-over-year numbers showed great double-digit growth. Their quarter-over-quarter numbers even saw some growth on the revenue side, even though the EPS was unchanged. But wow, this is a great report. Okay, here's some commentary from MongoDB. MongoDB delivered strong Q2 results, highlighted by Atlas growth accelerating to 29% and record new customer additions. We are raising guidance for the rest of the year as we drive profitable growth. Many new customers are building AI applications, reinforcing MongoDB as a key component of the AI infrastructure stack. Good stuff. So those that didn't know, MongoDB is also in software and IT services industry. And they're a developer data platform company. Its developer data platform is a globally distributed operational database integrated with a set of data services that allow development teams to address the growing variety of application requirements. That was a mouthful. Its customers can implement its developer data platform as a managed service offering, or they can choose a self-managed option. Just a little background on MongoDB and what they do. Obviously heavily involved in the AI infrastructure industry or sector, if you will. And okay, here's some other commentary here. Reflecting the strength, we're raising our guidance on the top and bottom line for the rest of the year. These results reflect the strength of MongoDB's platform, our flexible document model, expanded database capabilities like search and vector search, enterprise-grade security, durability, availability, performance, and the ability to run anywhere. Many of our recently added customers are building AI applications, underscoring how our value proposition is resonating in the AI era and why MongoDB is emerging as a key component of the AI infrastructure stack. Really, really good data. I'm impressed with MongoDB's earning results. Unless there's something out of the control of MongoDB, like something geopolitical or macro or something, I don't see this pulling back. But of course, if there's a market-wide sell-off for some other reason, and it could maybe sell then. But the earnings look strong. I mean, it's just a recipe for greatness. They beat all the forecasts, EPS and revenue. Year-over-year numbers great. Quarter-over-quarter numbers great. Increased the remainder of the year guidance. I mean, just a recipe for a fantastic move. It's sitting here up 20% in after hours, trading around $43 a share. I'm sorry, trading up $43 per share from $214 where they closed. So they're trading at $257 a share right now and some change. Let's look at the bigger time frames and see what kind of levels we're looking at here. So trading around 257 right now. Let me see here. So that put them a little bit above this previous resistance here. I could definitely see this going back into the 270s if it gets a nice trend out of it for the remainder of after hours and then of course pre-market. But I mean, I'll draw a horizontal line where the price is at right now. I mean, I suppose I just go to TradingView. It'll show me right here on the bigger time frame. Go back to daily chart. There we go. So TradingView has the after hours price action for us right here. No Webull. Sometimes you can't see intraday price action in the extended hours, should I say, on the bigger time frames. You got to kind of flip back and forth. But so if you noticed, yeah, so MongoDB's trading right here at $259 a share. This thing could end up in the 290s again, but shorter term looking, I'd call the next level probably 280, where these candles kind of topped out right here around upper 270s, 280. It's just trading right below that right now, so it'll contend with that level first. If it can break back into the 280s, I'd be looking for this level to get tested, which is basically, I mean, according to TradingView, it's around 299, but you could probably just call that 300. There's also a gap up here. Look at this gap way up here. Hasn't been resolved. Is that gap on Webull too? Let me see. Go back. Well, this is the weekly chart. Let me look at the daily. Yeah, there is a gap up there. Look at that. There's a gap that hasn't been resolved yet up here in the 320s. If this thing wants to continue, I mean, there's still some unresolved price action way up here in the 300s. Might be too soon to say that that's going to go up and get and get resolved, but resistance number one, it'd probably be real easy for me. It's trading at 260 now, so I'd probably just call these $10 levels. So 260, 270, 280, 290, and of course right here the main support at 300. You can see perfectly right here around 300. So there's some resistance levels that you can keep your mind on, and real easy $10 levels really. Just try not to overcomplicate this stuff. Go back intraday. Wow, look at these 15-minute candles. This thing hasn't pulled back yet. I mean, maybe on the 1 minute, one little 1 minute red candle here, but it really hasn't slowed down yet, has it? So I'm not really going to put a Fibonacci on this yet, because I'll usually do that when it starts pulling back a little bit, but there's still plenty of buyers in the picture, it looks like. Working on a second 15-minute candle right now. So congrats to the MongoDB bulls. Excellent beat. If anyone was holding call options, I mean, you should be looking nice tomorrow. I mean, if you even bought the call options anywhere near close to the money, these things should be in the money now. You're going to benefit from the increased delta on those and should pay very, very well. up almost $47 per share, trading above 260 now. So this thing hasn't slowed down yet. Let's go over to Box. Box is just flat. I kind of feel like their data came out already, but it's doing a nothing burger right now. Let me refresh my other screen and see what we got. Okay. All right, we do got the data from Box. We can go over this just real quick. I mean, the winner today is MongoDB. Box is just, I mean, it is green a little bit. It's up 2%, but overall it's kind of flat, if you ask me. So for Box, again, their expected EPS was 0.31. They just reported 0.33, so small beat there. Revenue 290 million was the forecast. They just reported almost 294 million. Just a slight beat on there as well. EPS down year over year, 25%. Maybe that has something to do with a little bit of the hesitation with the stock price now. Everything else looks fine. Revenue was up 9% year over year. EPS up 10% quarter over quarter. Revenue up 6% quarter over quarter. Let me scroll down a little bit because I want to see if there's any commentary from the higher ups on this. So EPS declined despite moderate revenue growth, signaling pressure from the increased non-cash tax expenses and potentially higher costs. The 16% RPO growth points to ongoing strong demand, but a 3% rise in billings hints at shorter-term sales momentum losing steam. That kind of sums up what's going on with the price right now, don't it? So, you know, even though things were they beat forecasts, there are some signals that there's some shorter-term sales momentum's losing steam, if you will. Get back over to MongoDB just for a second. Just hit 262.58. That's the after-hours high right now so far. All right, the earnings web call for Box is at 5 p.m. Eastern. All right, let me actually I'll get the link for that. I'll just go to the investor relations page and get that for everyone, and then we'll find out when MongoDB's earnings call is going to be. Over 900 people tuning in. Welcome everybody. Swinging Bull with PB Alerts. It's good to have everyone here. Do these streams every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Just kind of hang out and go over a bunch of stuff with everybody. All right, Box Investor Relations. Let's check it out. Okay. So again, earnings call today, 2 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, Chris Hunter on YouTube. Let's go. If you had MDB calls, you're getting paid tomorrow. Doesn't look like it's coming back down too. We'll look at the price again before I get out of here. But if you had call options on MDB, you should be looking good. The thing's up over $40 a share, almost $50 a share. It's up $46 a share. Amazing. All right, let me find out when the web call is. Hold on. Box. Okay. All right. So here it is here. It's the earnings conference call. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, 2 p.m. Pacific time. So it's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern. So in about another 30 minutes. Yeah, Laser on YouTube. Mongo. Woo! That thing is crushing it right now. That's Laser on YouTube. What a solid beat. I mean, I'm trying to think of how it can get any better than that, but they reported a super strong cash and equivalent position. Free cash flow looked great. Beat EPS forecast, beat revenue forecast. Again, year over year and quarter over quarter numbers, beat all that. And they raised guidance. I mean, it's like, wow, they checked all the boxes on this one, and their stock price caught a bid. They're up now. They're up officially $50 a share. So it's going to be coming up on that 270 resistance level that we saw on the bigger time frame. So let's keep your eye out on that. I think it's just going to be $10 incremental levels leading up to 300 a share if this thing continues rallying. And like I say, as long as there's not some sort of overall market sell-off for some other reason, I mean, this thing could be in the 300s soon. Not financial advice, but this earnings data is rock solid. And it looks like it could make a nice move back into the 300s. I mean, just pull up the weekly chart on this thing. You can see when it you see these weekly red candles. I mean, the same amount, and there's the 370 level I was talking about, or the stock has been in the 300s before. So, but the same amount of force that these selling candles, I mean, they could, you know, the buyers can step in and push it up just as quickly. The daily chart, there's a lot of gaps that, more specifically, there's a gap here in the low 300s around bottom of the gaps around 325. So, I mean, if this thing breaks 300, I would definitely be playing that gap fill trade. Just, you know, it's trading at 263 now. It looks like it might be taking a little breather, but again, this $300 level, that's important right here. That was a level of interest this year in February. And it's slowly approaching that level. Right now, it's trading in the 260s, low 260s, which is basically the top of this gap. This gap here had already gotten filled. You can see here this gap that was from 213 to 240s in the 240s. That got filled last month. The end of last month that officially got filled. So that I'm not really worried about that one, but just kind of looking at some of these daily candles from the end of February, and that's where you're going to get the 280 level. Around the top of this candle is around 270. So that's how I was saying, like $10 increments going all the way up to 300. That's how I would play this thing. But yeah, keep your eye on it. Easy levels to remember. I would just, you know, 260, 270, 280, 290 up to 300. If it can break through 300, I'd be looking for that gap, the bottom of that gap at 324 to get filled, and that goes all the way to the 340s. I think the top of that gap. Yeah, 340s. So it's a little bit of a game plan there, if you will. Let me go back intraday. Look at these 15-minute candles. Still haven't slowed down yet. Yeah. Chauncey Balboa. Mongo bulls are out in force right now. Stock is up $49.44 a share, which equates to being up about 23% in after hours. Oh yeah, goat status. I saw your little emoji there. MongoDB, holy cow, super strong beat. So anyways, let me, I did get the earnings web call link for Box. I'll post that for now, and then I want to see when the earnings web call is for MDB. Give me 1 sec. I'll get that for everyone, so no one has to go on a wild goose chase trying to get the link. Give me 1 second here. I'll just get it straight from Mongo. Okay. Here we go, right here. Oh, thanks, Chris. Chris Hunter on YouTube just informed us it's at 5 p.m. Eastern. Excellent. So that's in another 30 minutes. And yeah, here's the link right here too. August 26th at 5 p.m. Eastern. So Chris Hunter on YouTube, spot on with the time there. Thank you, my friend. I'll post. I think most people are here for MongoDB. So let me put MongoDB's earnings web call link on the bottom of the screen. And I'll leave it up there for a minute, give everyone a time to screenshot it. Almost 1,000 people tuning in. Good to see everybody. I see a lot of familiar names. We have a lot of fun with these streams. So in case anyone didn't know, I did start a $2,500 wheel account challenge, strictly using the wheel strategy. Let me just give everyone an update and show everyone how that challenge is going. I'll just go on the Discord real quick, just take a few minutes. So this is the channel I got for the 2,500 account challenge, okay? And the starting account balance is 2,500, of course. What are the goals of the challenge? Well, I'm going to show everyone how I'm going to grow an account steadily and share every step and trade along the way. Easy as that. Another goal is I'm trying to achieve a 3x the S&P 500 average annual return or better on the account, basically. Okay, so I'm trying to beat the S&P 500 annual average by 3x or more, which would be a solid return at the end of the year. What's the strategy? It's the wheel strategy. I'm going to be selling cash secured puts on stocks I don't mind owning. And if assigned, I'll sell covered calls on the shares until they get called away. I'm collecting income the whole time I'm doing that, helping to lower cost basis and stuff like that. So, and then we just rinse and repeat while managing risk. That's the strategy behind the account challenge. I have been doing weekly updates. We're into the challenge 2 weeks already, and I'll show you how it's been going. And I'm sharing my Fidelity account on the live stream and showing everyone the live positions and everything. But the weekly updates is going to have the starting balance and the ending balance, and any open and closed trades, any premiums collected on a weekly and cumulative basis, any lessons that I can share with everyone, and then of course what we're going to be doing for the following week. So why follow the challenge? You can see a small account grow with a systematic and repeatable option strategy. So it's a lot of fun to do as well. You also can learn the wheel in a transparent and practical way. Some people don't even know what the wheel is. And of course, you can ask questions and share your own trades, and I'll give you my opinion on your own trades and feedback and stuff. Rules for the challenge, very simple. Start with $2,500. Stick to the wheel strategy only. Track every trade and decision and focus on risk management. And then just got a little graphic that kind of shows how the wheel rotates, right? But like I say, we're already 2 weeks underway. This is straight screenshot from my Fidelity account. And week number 1, I did trade JetBlue. I just had to take a stab at it. Anytime JetBlue's around $4 or $5, I always trade it and make good money on it. But very first trade of the wheel account challenge, I sold the $4 cash secured puts. You could see I received the $91.95 proceeds. That's what I received on the onset of the trade when I wrote the contract. And then it basically almost became worthless, and ended up buying it back for $12.15. So I pocketed $79.80. That's how writing contracts work. We get credit on the onset of the trade. We actually want the contract to go worthless, and then we pocket the premium. But this trade, I was happy with what I got. $79.80 profit already on the $2,500 account. And then before I opened my first trade, it was after I had funded the account, I actually got a $1.10 cash sweep. So I know it's like a drop in the bucket, but hey, this is an account challenge. I'm accounting for every dollar here. So that at the end of this trade, or end of week 1, the total account balance is now at $2,580.90. And then I made a nice little graphic for everyone. So week number 1, I already got 3.2% return on my money. So that was week 1. You can see here, August 15th is when I posted that. And then I did a few other trades. After that, sold some cash secured puts on TSLL. We've been making some good money on that in general, just in the Discord. But and sold UMAC cash secured put 950 strike. I thought was pretty safe, and sure enough, those trades ended up performing well right off the bat. And then something interesting happened on that UMAC position. This will be good to tell all the free people tuning in right now. The spread. Okay, so this is what happened. UMAC obviously had a bullish move, which is great when selling a cash secured put. So technically, this position was doing good, but everyone's broker was showing them down a few $100s, and I got a few DMs about it, and I had to explain to everybody that if you go look at the actual contract, the reason why your broker was showing you down on that position is because look, there was a sell order on the ask at 2.15. Your broker, most brokers pull from that number, or they'll pull from the last sale. The last sale just happened to be 2.15. But if you look at the bid, I blew it up nice and clear for everyone. I circled it and drew an arrow. There's no buyers on the contract, right? The bid is 0.00. You know, someone with a lot of experience like myself, I knew that this was a glitch. And almost all the brokers were showing the same thing because the last price was 2.15. But there's no buyers on it. If there's no buyers on the contract, that's the true value of a contract. What is someone willing to buy it for? Just because someone puts a sell order in at 2.15, that doesn't mean that's what the value is, okay? The value of a contract is how much someone's willing to pay for it. So always go by the bid on that when you're writing contracts. And so I had to explain to everyone, which I don't mind doing. That's why I'm here in the Discord to help clarify things. But I said that this was last Friday, August 22nd. I said, don't let the UMAC position fool you. There are no buyers on our contract, so it is worth zero. We will collect 100% of the profit after today. This was on Friday. Let it expire worthless and don't try and buy it back. That's what market makers are banking on sometimes. They'll throw in a bunch of orders on the ask on a worthless contract, and they're hoping that someone that doesn't have a lot of experience, they're going to sign on to their broker and see a red position and freak out and try and panic buy this back. Because when we're writing contracts, we sell to open and then we buy to close. So someone that's doesn't have a lot of experience writing contracts, they might see this and think, oh shit, my broker's showing I'm down, and they panic and they're like, all right, I'm going to buy this back and close it down because I don't want to lose any more. Little do they know, the bid's at zero, the contract's not worth anything. So the market makers, this is a little trick they play. They'll take a worthless contract and they'll stack the ask with a bunch of sell orders, hoping that someone just freaks out and does a market order and it gets filled at 215. I, of course, have been writing contracts for many, many, many years now. I know it was a fluke, so I let everyone in the Discord know. And sure enough, we woke up on Monday and boom, the contracts were expired worthless, which is exactly what we want. And this was the post I posted yesterday. And then all my money was in my account. So I grew my account even more. So now we're only 2 weeks into the wheel challenge, and I've already grown my account by 5.2%. And I feel like the trades have been relatively safe. Definitely a lot less emotion and stress involved when trading this particular way. But I'm well on my way of getting a great return on this account over time. So 5.2% return in only 2 weeks. And then, of course, yesterday I alerted a few more trades because now we're on week number 3. So yeah, if you're interested in following along this challenge, just join the Discord. You know, you can join my coaching group. I give all the trades out live. And so these were the 2 trades I opened yesterday. And full disclosure, here's my Fidelity account right here. So, you know, I'm very transparent. I share all my trades with everybody. Not financial advice. This is just for learning and entertainment, right? But here's my new trades. And I'm already off to the races on these new trades. Up 21% on this one and 6% on that one. So, but good stuff, you know, having a lot of fun teaching everyone how to do this. And it's been a blast so far. Look at MongoDB, still up here in the 260s, up $49 a share after closing the regular session at 214 and some change. So it's trading over 263 now. Box is green, about 3%. There were some red flags with their earnings as far as a slowdown in some of their near-term sales. Look like they might be running out of steam a little bit. So that's why it kind of really hasn't caught in the bid like MongoDB did. But their earnings weren't bad. There was just a little bit of a signal that on a short-term view, some of their sales are kind of running out of gas, kind of plateauing. There's like not a lot of growth there. So Tua on YouTube just asked, is there a link to the Discord? Yeah, you can find the link to the Discord if you look in the description of the stream. You'll see quite a few links there. You can start by just joining the free section. It doesn't cost any money. See how you like the free section and go from there. And or if you just want to jump right into my coaching, I think it's $30 a month or something like that. But there should be a link for that too. But yeah, I mean, I do these streams every Tuesday and Wednesday, and I definitely make it a point where I'm not here to sell stuff to people. Okay. I want this to be an enjoyable stream where it's not too sales gimmicky. But if people do want to get more involved, I got the links there if you want them. But I'm here to hang out and have fun and look at earnings reactions, get the popcorn and look at some levels on some weekly and monthly charts, look at the actual earnings data, and I'm just here to have fun, y'all, but like I say, if you want more, there's links in the description if you want more, but I'm not here to sell you anything. But anyways, MongoDB still looking great up here. Look at this. Trading just below 265 now, up 23%. Who would have thought MongoDB would have a move like this? A Voltstag, good to see you. I've known Voltstag for quite a while. Fun is all there is. Yeah, I mean, if you're not having fun, I mean, come on, we got to have a little bit of fun. I mean, don't get it twisted. I treat my trading like a business. I count for every dollar and take it seriously, but you got to be able to let loose every now and then. And, absolutely. Tua Taj. I hope I pronounced that right. You're very welcome. And like I said, I'm here every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we have a lot of fun. But it's been about 45 minutes. That's probably all I got for today. But like I say, if you're looking for a new home, come check us out. If you do end up joining the Discord, tag me in the chat. I'll come by and say hello. Maybe we can chit chat for a little bit. Maybe there's something I can help you out with, like right away, or just confirm or clarify something you've already been thinking. And I'm here to help people. It makes me feel good. For anyone curious about my background, I've been in real estate for about 18 years now. And, that's what I do is I trade the wheel strategy. I trade the wheel strategy all year. And then the profits from my wheel strategy, I roll into a real estate deal every January, and then I reset my account. So, I am a full-time trader trading the wheel strategy. Good thing with the wheel strategy, it doesn't take a lot of screen time. We usually manage our positions, I don't know, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. And it's not really a lot of screen time, the type of trading that I do. But getting a lot of great comments, and I appreciate all the kind things everyone's saying. Volstack says underappreciated channel. Thank you, boss. Hatim on YouTube gave a nice shout out. Must say, Bull's a gentleman, and the Discord is worth it. I am in the free one. We'll join his training soon. Okay, looking forward to you joining. Probably referring to like my coaching and stuff. And almost every single member in my coaching channel is making really good money with me. And I'm not trying to gloat or anything, but the proof's in the pudding. And there's several members that can attest to that. And I just try and keep things as simple as possible. I think the more simplistic you can keep your trading, the better it's going to be. And Hadim said that this is coming from someone who has been helped when I have had bad positions. Yeah, I appreciate the shout out, Hadim. Good seeing you, brother. But anyways, I hope I didn't ramble too much. Sometimes I can get into a rambling tangent, but it's all good stuff. I mean, I feel like everything I talk about is definitely pertinent to trading, if you will. But yeah, swing a bull. PB alerts. My real name is Benjamin. Most people call me Ben. So call me Bull or Ben. Most people on Discord call me Bull. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed. It's only Tuesday. Tomorrow is the big day. NVIDIA and Snowflake and a couple other big ones. It's going to be an exciting day. It was what SPY end up doing at the end of the day today? Let me see. Oh yeah, SPY rallied into close. Look at that. Oh, it just blasted. right at the end. I mean, it was uptrending all morning. I had a regression trend channel on this from this morning. I kind of drew it like there, and obviously it broke out of this ascending channel with a nice pop to the upside. Took yeah, it did fill the pre-market gap right after opening bell, but there were people in the Discord just trading this channel, basically. You know, go long at the bottom channel, take profits at the top. But wow, yeah, you could have just channel traded this today as far as SPY goes. Triple Q is more tech heavy. It was a little more choppier, but nonetheless, they rallied in the close as well. So, you know, of course, these are the ETFs that follow the indexes. So SPY follows S&P, and Triple Q follows the NASDAQ. So S&P ended up green 0.4% on the day. NASDAQ ended up 0.4%. Even the Dow was up 0.3%. VIX pulled back a little bit. VIX is below 15, so volatility coming down a little bit. The 10-year yield was down a little bit. And I do follow the Dixie, which is ticker DXY. That follows the dollar. US dollar was also down 0.20% today. So, you know, a lot of times when money comes out of the yields and comes out of the dollar, it goes into stocks and vice versa. It's not 100% it happens like that, but a lot of times it does. So vice versa, when you see the indexes selling off, money tends to flow back into the yields and the dollar sometimes. And so just keep that in mind, you know, little tip there. But yeah, other than that, again, swinging bull, PB alerts. I hope everyone enjoyed. Tomorrow's going to be an exciting earnings. So I do hope everyone enjoys the rest of their night. And I'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, for NVIDIA and Snowflake. It's going to be a blast. Other than that, I'll talk to everyone later and have a good night. Cheers.